Choosing wisely, who to entertain versus who to marry. This is a conversation about discernment. It's about moving beyond the surface-level excitement of modern dating and into the profound, soul-level clarity that leads to lasting partnership. Today's episode is for the woman who has options, an abundance of them in fact. Your phone is a constant stream of attention, a digital chorus of maybes and what-ifs. There are messages from the man you met last weekend, a notification from the one you've been talking to for weeks, a familiar name from the past popping up unexpectedly. On the surface, this is the dream, isn't it? To be wanted, to be pursued, to have a full dance card, but no clarity. Beneath the buzz of the notifications, there's a quiet hum of confusion, a sense of being overwhelmed rather than empowered. Each message, instead of feeling like a possibility, feels like a puzzle to solve, a decision to weigh, another thread in an increasingly tangled web. You find yourself staring at the screen, not with excitement, but with a sense of fatigue. This is for the woman whose phone lights up, but her spirit feels heavy. The constant influx of attention, which should feel validating, instead feels draining. It highlights a disconnect between the external validation you're receiving and the internal peace you're craving. It's the paradox of modern connection. Surrounded by people, yet feeling profoundly alone in your decision-making. You're popular in the digital world, but you feel unseen in the ways that truly matter. This is for the woman who keeps asking herself the same looping questions, a silent mantra of uncertainty that plays in the back of her mind. Who do I respond to? Who is worth the energy it takes to craft a thoughtful reply, to open a door? Who deserves my time? Not just an hour for coffee, but my precious non-refundable time, my evenings, my weekends, my emotional bandwidth. And the biggest question of all, who is actually meant to be my husband? Not just a moment, a memory, or a distraction. Who has the character, the integrity, and the alignment to build a future with, versus who is simply here to teach a lesson or pass the time? Because attention feels good. It's a temporary balm, a flicker of validation in a world that can make you feel invisible. It's the ego stroke of a new match, the comfort of a familiar, thinking of you text. But confusion feels exhausting. It's a chronic, low-grade stress that depletes your energy, clouds your judgment, and steals the joy from the process of finding a partner. The mental gymnastics of managing multiple conversations, deciphering intentions, and guarding your heart is a full-time job you never signed up for. And if you've ever stayed in a situation far longer than you should have, you know this feeling intimately. If you've ever stayed because of history. You've invested so much time, so many memories are woven into this person, and the thought of that investment amounting to nothing feels like a personal failure. If you've ever stayed because of potential, you're not in love with the man he is today, but with the man you believe he'd be. If only he'd change, or grow, or finally see your worth. You're dating a projection, a future that may never arrive. If you've ever stayed because you didn't want to start over. The sheer exhaustion of reopening your heart, telling your stories again, and facing the uncertainty of the dating pool feels more daunting than the comfortable misery you're in. Or perhaps most powerfully, if you've ever stayed, because you were afraid of being alone. The fear of silence, of empty weekends, of facing the world as a single unit, has kept you anchored to a connection that no longer serves you, or perhaps never did. This conversation is for you. It's an invitation to step out of the fog of confusion and into the light of clarity. It's about trading the exhausting work of managing options for the empowering work of making choices. Today, we are building a framework, a new lens through which to see the men you meet, so you can finally, confidently, and peacefully answer the question of who to entertain, and who is truly worthy of being your husband. This episode is not about picking the richest man, or the tallest, or the most charismatic. This is about choosing peace, safety, and alignment, because marriage is not a gamble, it is a responsibility. Why women get confused. Women don't get confused because they lack intuition. Women get confused because they are conditioned. We are taught to be patient, be understanding, be forgiving, see potential. From a young age, we are conditioned. We're taught to be agreeable, to be accommodating, to be chosen. We learn the art of being the cool girl, the one who doesn't ask for too much, who goes with the flow, who makes herself easy to love. This conditioning is subtle, woven into the fabric of the movies we watch, the stories we're told, and the advice we receive. It's a masterclass in how to be wanted. But no one teaches us how to evaluate men. No one hands us a framework for discerning who is truly worthy of our time, our energy, and our hearts. We are trained to attract, but not to assess. This critical gap in our education leaves us navigating the complexities of modern dating with a compass that only points in one direction, towards being liked. It doesn't show us the path toward being respected, valued, and truly seen. We become experts at interpreting mixed signals and finding hope in breadcrumbs because we were never taught how to demand the full meal. This isn't a personal failing, it's a systemic one. It's time to unlearn the conditioning and start learning the skill of evaluation. It's the most profound act of self-love you can engage in. No one teaches us the difference between attention and intention, chemistry and commitment, history and future. Let's break these down, because understanding them is the first step to reclaiming your power. First, attention versus intention. Attention is cheap. It's a notification on your screen, a like on your photo, a "you up" text after midnight, a vague compliment about your appearance. It provides a temporary hit of validation, a fleeting feeling of being seen. But it requires almost no effort from him. Intention, on the other hand, is deliberate and purposeful. It's a man who says, "I want to take you to dinner next Friday at 7. Are you free?" It's consistency. It's him making space for you in his life, not just in his spare time. Attention feels good in the moment. Intention builds a foundation for the future. Next, chemistry versus commitment. Chemistry is that intoxicating electric spark. It's the witty banter, the magnetic pull, the feeling that you've known each other forever. It's a beautiful and often necessary ingredient, but it is not the whole meal. We often mistake intense chemistry for a sign of destiny, but on its own, it's just a feeling. Commitment is a choice. It's the conscious decision to build something together, day after day. It's showing up when it's not easy or exciting. It's the quiet, steady work of partnership. Chemistry is a firework. Commitment is the warmth of a hearth. Don't ever mistake a firework for a home. Finally, history versus future. This is perhaps the most painful trap. You've known him for years. You have a shared past, inside jokes, and a comfortable rhythm. This history can feel like an investment, a bond that must surely lead somewhere meaningful. But a shared past does not guarantee a shared future. History can keep you stuck in a loop of comfortable familiarity, hoping that the weight of the years will eventually tip the scales toward commitment. A future, however, is built on shared goals, mutual respect, and a clear, articulated desire to move forward together. Don't let the comfort of what was prevent you from building what could be. Let me say this slowly, so it lands not just in your mind, but in your soul. Just because a man has known you for years does not mean he is meant to marry you. Just because you have a deep connection does not mean he has the character to build a life with you. Time invested does not equal value returned. Read that again. Time is a currency you can never get back. Pouring more of it into a situation that consistently gives you anxiety, confusion, and heartache is not an investment. It's a depletion of your most valuable asset. The value you should be looking for in return is peace, security, growth, and partnership. If the primary return is emotional turmoil, it's a bad investment. Period. This brings us to the stories we tell ourselves to justify these situations. Let me tell you a story. Maybe it sounds familiar. She met him in her late 20s. He was charming, intelligent, and emotionally unavailable. A classic trifecta. He said he liked things slow. Said commitment scared him because of past hurts. Said the timing was complicated with work, with life, with everything. And because she was conditioned to be understanding, she accepted this narrative. So she stayed, through years of almosts, through conversations that circled but never landed. She became an expert in patience, convincing herself it was a virtue. She learned how to be patient without asking for too much, shrinking her needs to fit the small space he offered her. She told herself love wasn't a race, that good things take time. But deep down, she knew. She knew that time wasn't the issue. His intention was. She was a permanent fixture in the waiting room of his life, hoping to one day be called in. That day never came. When she finally asked where it was going, he sighed and said he didn't know. He wasn't ready. He needed space. They ended gently, blaming timing. 6 months later, she saw the announcement. A new woman, a ring, a certainty he never offered her, engaged quickly, married soon after. That was the moment it clicked. He hadn't been afraid of commitment. He hadn't been confused. He had known exactly what he wanted, just not with her. That wasn't bad luck. That was clarity delayed. Entertain versus marry, defining the difference. A man you entertain is a man you are observing. He has not earned access to your body, access to your womb, access to your emotional labor, access to your future. Entertainment is not intimacy. A man you marry is a man who has proven, consistently, that he is safe, stable. Serious dating is the audition. Marriage is the contract. And contracts are not signed on feelings. They are signed on evidence. The biggest lie: women are sold. The most dangerous lie women believe is, if I love him enough, he will change. But love does not reform character. Men do not change after marriage. Marriage reveals who was already there. Marriage does not transform, it exposes. You do not marry potential. You marry patterns. Ask yourself, has this behavior changed consistently? Or has it only improved temporarily when I threaten to leave? Temporary change is not transformation. Let's move into the core of your evaluation process, the non-negotiable marriage checklist. This isn't about finding a perfect man, because perfection doesn't exist. This is about identifying a man who is perfect for you, a man who is fundamentally ready and equipped for the sacred commitment of marriage. These are the bedrock qualities that support a lasting, healthy, and fulfilling partnership. Without them, you are building on sand. First, intention. A marriage-ready man does not confuse you. His intentions are clear, not because he showers you with grand, empty promises, but because his words and actions are consistently aligned. He isn't playing games, testing the waters, or keeping his options open. He communicates his desire for a future with you, and his behavior backs it up. If you find yourself constantly deciphering mixed signals, feeling anxious about where you stand, or having to ask for basic reassurance, listen to that feeling. Confusion is information. It's telling you that he is either not sure about you, or he is not ready for the level of commitment marriage requires. A man who is serious about building a life with you will make it his mission to provide clarity, not chaos. He will want you to feel secure, not perpetually uncertain. Second, fidelity. This goes far beyond the physical. If he can entertain another woman while claiming to love you, he is rehearsing your future pain. This entertainment can take many forms: lingering glances, flirtatious comments, secretive text messages, or maintaining emotionally intimate friendships that cross clear boundaries. It is a fundamental breach of trust and a profound disrespect to the sanctity of the bond you are building. Pay close attention. A man who cannot be loyal in the dating phase will not magically become faithful in marriage. He is demonstrating his character and his capacity for betrayal. Do not accept excuses or justifications. A man committed to you will actively protect your relationship, creating a fortress of trust where no third party is ever given a foothold. He won't just avoid infidelity, he will be intolerant of anything that even approaches the line. Third, emotional safety. Peace is not boring. Chaos is not passion. Let this sink in. A healthy relationship should be your safe harbor, not a constant storm. Your nervous system should feel settled, not activated. This means you feel free to be your authentic self without fear of judgment, ridicule, or punishment. You can express your feelings, your fears, and your dreams, and be met with empathy and respect, even during disagreements. Emotional safety means he doesn't use anger, silent treatment, or manipulation to control you. It means he is a steady presence, a source of comfort and stability. If your time with him is a roller coaster of intense highs and devastating lows, that is not passion. It is instability. True passion is built on a foundation of trust and safety, allowing for a deep, authentic, and sustainable connection. Fourth, leadership and provider mindset. Providing is not about money alone. It's about responsibility, consistency, and initiative. A man with a provider mindset takes ownership of his life and his role in the partnership. He thinks ahead. He anticipates needs. He takes action without being asked. This could look like him creating a budget, planning for future goals, or simply taking the lead on solving everyday problems. It's a mindset of stewardship, a desire to protect, secure, and build a stable life for his family. He doesn't have to be a millionaire, but he must be resourceful, responsible, and driven. He sees himself as a builder of your shared future, not just a passenger along for the ride. This is a man who makes you feel secure, not because of his bank account, but because of his reliable character and his commitment to shouldering responsibility. Fifth, practical readiness. Love without a plan is fantasy. Hope is not a strategy. A man who is truly ready for marriage understands that it is a practical, real-world partnership as much as it is a romantic one. Is he financially stable? Does he have a plan for his career? Does he know how to manage a household? These are not unromantic questions, they are essential. A man who avoids these topics, who lives only for the moment with no thought for the future, is not ready to build a life with you. He must demonstrate the ability to translate his intentions into a tangible plan. This doesn't mean he needs to have everything figured out, but he must be actively working towards a stable future and be willing to have open, honest conversations with you about finances, career goals, and life logistics. A shared dream requires a shared blueprint. And finally, sixth, values and character. This is the ultimate foundation. Character is who he is when no one is watching and when nothing is being threatened. How does he treat service staff? How does he speak about his family or his former partners? Is he honest in small things? Is he kind when there is nothing to be gained? These are the moments that reveal the true man. Values are the principles he lives by. Do your core values align on the big things? Family, faith, integrity, how you treat other people? You cannot build a life with someone whose fundamental worldview is in opposition to your own. Look for kindness, humility, integrity, and a strong moral compass. Character is the anchor that will hold your marriage steady through the inevitable storms of life. The conversation test. A serious woman asks serious questions, calmly, not emotionally, not angrily, not apologetically. Questions like, what is your timeline for marriage? How do you handle conflict? What does commitment mean to you? You are not trying to convince him. You are trying to filter him. The right man will not feel pressured. He will feel aligned. How to observe behavior after the conversation. Say nothing. Let silence do the work. Watch. Effort. Consistency. Initiative. Over 30, 60, 90 days. Silence is where truth shows up. Hard truths. Women need to hear some men are lessons, not husbands. Some relationships expire, and that doesn't mean you failed. Being chosen is not the same as being cherished. Loneliness is temporary. A wrong marriage is lifelong. Choosing wisely. You are not asking for too much. You are asking the wrong men. Choose the man who brings peace, not pressure. Choose clarity over chemistry. Choose wisely. Because marriage is not just about love. It is about safety. If this episode helped you, share it with another woman. We heal faster when we heal together. If this episode helped you, share it with another woman. We heal faster when we heal together.